Oh no.
What?
All right.
Hi, my name's Elliott. Okay, so then, like this car, there's these two Ferraris driving on the road when the missile and the rest of the missile driving on the road to say when they're going to the repair shop. Then Mr. Dos came. He said Mr. Dos is the best and Sparkle is the newest. Mr. Dos and Sparkle are newest. And there was this he had this airplane that gives electricity, and he sees the electricity wire run and then there was this old sports truck, and when he turned him, he goes here, and then a car came up, and then they had to set him to repairs. So then he came to repairs. He got repaired up, and then he was always here. And then there was this old army car that was rusted. There was the old ambulance zooming through. When then there was this monster truck coming down the loop. And then his lights and sounds turned on. When then he said it, he was always lights. So then there was this pointy car, and he wanted 2 points, and he had too much points on him that he was racing. One time, and then he hit the Ferrari, and he was spinning around when the other race car came. So then they just went. There was the sticking car over here. The sticking car could drive all by itself, and it hit the wall when it was moving, trying to get up, and it couldn't. There's no magnet. So then he was going to go around and moving. He was moving. Okay, so now he's going under the tunnel where he hits up and meets up his friends. He's going moving. He's moving, and then the taxi car came. So then it was the taxi car jumped up in joy. So then he just opened up his windows, and then he started flying. One of them could open. So then he was flying taxi car. He's an airplane, and then he closed them. He falls. Ow! He hit himself. When then there was this Porsche, and he turned himself into this guy. He was in a Doomuggy way. So then they put him back together. He was driving when he turned into convertible. And then they put him back together. So then, I think the ambulance go to town when a passenger car fell. So then they had to lift him on the railway. Oh, and one of them fell. And then they went over here where the Tokyo car is. So then they just jump up and joy. So then they just make, and then he was jumping, jump. He hit himself when he sees all of these repairs. And his name's Jumba Joy. And there was this old car that used to be a truck, turned into a robot. He wasn't a robot. They just say it because they think he's a robot. And then there's this Porsche where you can't take him apart. So you can't do anything. When he say and spin around, he hit snowplow, and then the snowplow was covering the road when he saw the ice. And then he had to put up the snowplow, and then he had to break the ice. Yes, and then it's not snowy. When Professor Z came up to say what was the McMissile and rest of the he thought that he was trying to he hit McMissile when he was ow. When rest of the McMissile, ow. So then they both went together to make the fire trucks. The monster truck. Oh, ow! When then there was this Hawkeye car. When then the logs were getting loaded, so then they put them down, and then they had to load him onto and he was called the Monster Truck 58. And then there was this little red car, and there was this little cap, and then there's a motorbike speeding. Woo! There was this mirror for seeing stuff. And then he saw something coming up ahead, so then he turned it. So then there was another motorbike, but he didn't know where the other one is. There was this red one, went too fast, beat up, and flying in the air. He was up in the air, going down, up in the air, and then he saw it hit, and then he slowed down and moved to the right. There was this race car coming, and he hit upside down. When then the two passenger cars fell, but they weren't passenger cars. They called them always members. And then there was this hot tub car. He was the best racer ever. He had no hood caps, but he could also run on the hot tub. When he goes to the Jeep coming, he's always up in the air. And then there's this old gold train. So then he turns on the turntable, and he has to go back in the shed where there's this police car. He's the old one, and then they had a new police car that used to be a police car. This was one of the newer police cars. They don't have any more police cars, so there's this newer one coming. Could I see?
Say that's it.
That's it.